Hello everyone, welcome back. Good evening. It is Sunday. Um this is interesting. Just a sudden drop on Bitcoin's price. No big deal. We were at 91, 92,000 almost. And we decided to just do the thing where we go down and don't stop. So that's where we currently are right now. Bitcoin's current price is 87,177, dropping as low as 86,900. Where can we stop? We could stop at, we have new pivot levels, by the way. Support 1, 86,000 flat. That is where we could expect Bitcoin, especially in the RSI, to be a bit oversold. Matter of fact, we're entering that right now. RSI is at 30.86 as we speak, and dropping. So, hey, potential good entry? Maybe, maybe not. Seems like the USDT chart is the one that wins here because I mean, I was a bit concerned 2 days ago. I didn't stream yesterday. Can you please stop flipping around? Yeah, this is what we saw with the USDC chart. Things were looking okay, kind of, but they barely, flipped the super trend. And in my opinion, I couldn't complement the super trend with any other indicator or like a downtrend line or anything close to that. That's what gave me a bit of concern or hope rather, that we could maybe even rise to about 95,000 before we reach, this kind of level over here. Seems like that wasn't the case though, and we decided to drop. So we're already on our way to close this candle, about 2 hours for the candle to be closed. As long as we do close below 87,842, this in the USDC chart should be flipped back to red, and that super trend is looking like we're trying to be next to this resistance. About 94,000 is where we're expecting a resistance to be now that we have new pivot levels. Ignoring the 92,000 that we used to be at before. We did have a nice spike up on this day that kind of gave us that false hope that things could actually turn around. No, it does not seem like that is going to be the case anymore, so good. From now on, I'll be following the USDT chart. Forget all that stuff that I showed in the USDC. We're not going up. Can tell you that much. So that's what we got to expect for Bitcoin. Like I said, your resistance 94,000. I would assume, I don't know, that could change with time, but we don't know. We don't know if we're going to be going back lower once again. Seems like we're trying to kind of complete that chart pattern that I showed you guys, the falling flag, bearish flag, whatever you want to call it. I might even have the screenshot still pulled up. Let me go find it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. By the way, you know what? Before I even talk about... No, you know what? I'm going to stick to what I'm talking about. This is essentially what I am seeing over here. You guys see that too? Right? We're on our way down. Slow upward channel, and it seems like we're breaking out on our way lower once again. I don't know why this is green. It should not be green, but you get the point. Anyways, thank you for 500 subscribers too, guys. That is awesome. That is there. 500 flat. That is awesome. No longer will I beg for subscribers until we get dangerously close to 1,000. So don't get me to 1,000 subscribers if you don't want me to start begging again. No, I'm kidding. That would be great. And no, I'm not going to start begging again. So forget it. I'm taking it out of my vocabulary until we approach that amount is all I'm going to say about it. But thank you. Thanks so much for the 500. It is huge milestone for me. I never thought we would make it this far. I thought this channel would die. Who knows? Maybe it'll become something great. Life update. No job still, but still applying and hearing back finally from some. Although they're a little too far, but you know what? Whatever. Can't have everything in life, and I gotta start somewhere. So, dude, what am I even doing? Yeah, that's there's your little life update. Nothing much else. Okay, let me remake this over here. What are you doing? Checking as well that OBS is good. Yes, we are good. Okay, continue. We're looking at 86,000 for Bitcoin soon. Okay. What's next? Down 4%. Oh yeah, that's another thing I was going to mention is we're likely about to open with a nasty CME gap. But that could be a good thing because, I mean, if CME gaps are supposed to be filled, we would have to fill it toward the upside. Hopefully, maybe. So either that, breaking 86,000 could take us as low as 82,000. You could round that too. And then worst case scenario, of course, would be the 80,000 itself. Psychological level, I gotta draw this line over here, not here, here. 80,000. And yep. Don't think we're gonna go that low though, but market loves to surprise me. So we shall see what happens. I do want to draw the chart pattern just so that I know what we're at. Where can I even draw it? Parallel channel from here to, I don't know, we're kind of like over here. It's kind of what we were seeing at the time, isn't it? But we didn't fully continue the pattern. Seems like we slowed down over here, so what we can expect is that. I like this arrow. I don't remember programming it like this, the color, styling it like this, but yeah. And that could take us, like I said, worst case scenario to maybe 82,000. Around this zone, huge area for accumulation, especially if we're looking at daily RSI. I would expect it to be a bit oversold. Since it was oversold last time, it's going to be even... Yeah, it's just going to for sure be oversold by the time we approach those levels, because we didn't even close that low. We closed at 84,000 and we were oversold on the daily RSI. So for a spot, that would be great for accumulation. Me, I did already take my... I say take profit. I didn't take profit, okay? I sold at a loss on spot just to have this money available. What do? Do I gamble again? Am I just never going to learn my lesson? I think I'm going to do what I normally do, but actually with a stop loss at a very tight distance, because I've come to the realization I'm pretty good at sniping. You guys know this. Come on. I've shown plenty of examples. Not all of them have been perfect, I'm gonna say, but they've been pretty decent, and when they work, so I'm gonna keep trying it. Won't go too heavy because I don't have that much capital to go with, but hopefully we do indeed get some kind of job. Like I said, I got 2 possibilities so far. I'm going for an interview tomorrow, and the other one, I mean, I was doing some assessments, and they're weird. I hope they're not watching. Don't watch my channel, employers, but they're weird, dude. They asked me to fill up this aptitude test, which was fine. It was timed, though, so on one of the sections, I didn't have enough time. But then one of the last parts was like the personality traits type exam where they say like, there's no wrong answer, just answer honestly. What do you do in this situation? Like, do you describe yourself as this type of person? I agree, I disagree, or neutral. Kind of those kind of questions, right? And I answered honestly. And then they came back to me and said, actually, we got these results from your personality thing, and it's weird. Your personality is too distorted for us to kind of make out something from you. So we're going to ask you retake the test and be honest this time. That's what they said. And I'm like, I was honest the first time. What do you mean? But it's whatever. I redid the test. I even had my mother included to kind of guide me through, like, what do you think I am? Like, what do you think I would act in this situation? Because no one knows you better than your mother. So yeah, she kind of helped out with that. And I sent it back to them. Had to be sent by today. I sent it like 2 days ago, so haven't heard back yet. But we shall see. I'll follow up tomorrow if I don't hear back. Although I'm assuming they took the weekend off. That's why they haven't gotten back. Apart from that, little update as well. Yesterday I was not live, I know. Nothing much happened either way. No big news. Even today I'm struggling to find any news. But still we do have some good stuff to talk about. What we will be talking about, Venezuela possibility of war, which is awesome. We love it. We love war. Next thing is MicroStrategy being awfully cryptic. A message put out by Michael Saylor. You know the orange dots where he would post on Sundays, hey, it's more orange, needs more orange dots. We're going to buy Bitcoin is basically what it means. But today he posted something different. He said, we're going to do green dots now. And you have, it sparked this whole reaction on crypto Twitter. Like, what does the green dots mean? We're going to be discussing all the possibilities that what it could mean, and I don't know, based off what I read, I'll determine what I think of it. So yeah, welcome Chad Jeets. We're going to zero now or what? Yeah, we're going to zero, dude. Um, no, not really. I think we are going to go down. We're technically in a bear market. False breakout upward. Didn't really work out. We have to follow this chart pattern. So I'm expecting us to be going to the downside. Even though fundamentals are even stronger than ever, we already are past the FUD with this whole JP Morgan situation where they're spooking us. MicroStrategy is bad. They're getting delisted. You guys better sell your Bitcoins. And then, obviously, they did this to me. And then they start buying back. Like, oh, yeah, haha, by the way, we're doing this crazy options on steroids with BlackRock. And we're going to be buying a lot. So, Bitcoin good now. And then, it was fine. Pumped us back up to about 94,000, like I said. But then, who knows what this is about. Probably over leveraged positions. We're going to explain this drop as well. So yeah, we'll be analyzing those. Why I have a positive funding fee in Compound. That is crazy. Way too many shorts as well. Who knows, dude? If we do get an alt season, I'll be safe. But if we don't, screw it. I'll only be trading Bitcoin. Maybe. I don't know. What do we even do in a bear market? This is going to be my first time. Well, my second time, actually. My actual first time going into a bear market. I wouldn't say it really counted because I was a retail trader in 2021. I was buying Shiba Inu coin thinking, I just bought 7 million tokens. If this $0.0001 coin goes up to $1, I'll be a 7 millionaire. But no, obviously that's not how math works. So yeah, I bought a lot of garbage in 2021, and then ignored everything. You know, I lost a lot on Terra Luna too. Terra Luna was one of my favorites. And then Do Kwon, he screwed us over. So I lost a lot there. I didn't really lose. I mean, I did sell at a loss because like, this is dumb. What I did instead was I sold all of those and just put it into Bitcoin instead. Because I'm like, you know what? If crypto ever comes back, this is my thoughts in 2022 or 23. I was like, if crypto ever comes back, it's going to be guaranteed Bitcoin will be the first to come back. So I'm just going to do that and keep going at my job. And I did until 2024. Then my job got a little too crazy. And then what? And then crypto started rising again. And I was like, you know what? Time to do this full time. So I did. And here we are. Back to square one. It was a good ride though. Made plenty. But I don't know. Could have bought a car, could have bought a house, could have bought a wife, but nope. Gotta learn when to take profits. Seems like we're at the end of the cycle. If that is indeed the case, I still refuse to believe it, but the charts aren't lying. We are in a downtrend in the weekly chart. That basically is it's a sign that there's more downfall to come. So I'm not going to be overly optimistic until we see some 100,000 plus action from Bitcoin, right? I'm also going to mark this here, by the way, just so I know, because this is a fresh new chart now that I'm going to be using USDT. Awesome, 10,000, 100,000. There we go. So we'll see what happens. In the technical sense, yeah, we're still looking at things heading lower, even in the 4-hour chart. Potential slowdown or a bounce at around 86,000, like I said. But overall, this should maybe continue lower to 80 to 82,000. So we'll see. Ethereum is at down 5%. Yeah, this is another issue too, is like some of the other altcoins were also turning a little bit in the green when it comes to the trend. And I was like, hey, maybe this is the uptrend that we could have. No, we ended up dropping, and if we do close Ethereum below 2,873, that's a confirmed downtrend again. Not that there really was a good downtrend over here. I guess there kind of was. And I deleted it already, the one that would have crossed around here, which did indeed flip the trend over to the green. But no, now we're heading lower again, so Ethereum dropping from 3,000 plus to 2,858 is the current price. Could take us to 2,800 and, yeah, 2,800 flat. 2,802 is where support level is. And then worst case scenario, of course, is our local bottom, 2,600. Do not want to see that, I'll tell you that much. And do we even trust this long-term uptrend? It just seems like it's copium and we're trying to make up trends where they don't really exist. But, I mean, it does exist. It is there. But I don't like how close it is. Because, I mean, if we're zooming out here, this is a pretty recent candle that we're drawing this uptrend from, right? So, I don't know what to really make out of it. Weekly chart, bear market. Solana. I might as well look at the weekly chart. Same deal, bear market. Okay, cool, great. And this never flipped to the green in the 4-hour chart either way. Solana is dipping down to 128. I might actually start losing on some of these positions. I liquidate at 115. It's on the USDC coin. Whatever. Let all the USDCs go. I'll stick with USDT from now on. We could drop lower to 126 maybe on Solana. Great area for accumulation, though. We are oversold on the RSI. I wouldn't buy Ethereum. I want to stay away from Ethereum, but I'll stick with Solana if I could. So I'm liking what I see here for long term, right? Good DCA position. 144 is what needs to be broken for this trend to be flipped over into the green. And the same deal with like the long-term analysis that I showed with Ethereum. I don't know if I trust this long-term uptrend line, right? That's what I'm saying here. So yeah, and then of course worst case scenario about 120 for Solana could be possible, ignoring this uptrend line. Sui, oh my gosh, down 8%. 138 is the current price. Dude, we were at 156. What happened? Okay, well, no more uptrend for it. Delete that. We're still on a downtrend. What does it look like? Dude, this is just, it's nonstop. Every time it seems like, yeah, we found a new support, new floor. No, we're just gonna keep going lower. Hold on. I think this is the more likely downtrend, right? I do want to adjust this here. Okay. Well, something like that is what we got. I don't know. We're going to need more time, though. Support level is at 135 for Sui. Then, of course, our recent bottom at 131. Breaking that could take us down to a new low for Sui at 121, ignoring October 10. This satanic candle. I don't even know what this is. Okay, moving on. Still all positive funding rates, which is crazy. Meaning that more people are still long, but we're just getting played is what it seems like. Not a lot of people shorting. Hyperliquid, same deal. $31.45 on its way down 8%. That is crazy harsh. It seems like the down movement was a bit more prolonged though. This recent drop was not a big part of it. It's you know, decent 5% candle down, but I mean, we've been dropping already since before. Haven't been able to break the 37 level, so still in a downtrend. This might start heading lower to about 35. I'm talking about the super trend line, by the way. The current price is going to head lower as well, if that is the case. Basically to our local bottom, $29.30. So, I don't know. Let's hope we don't break that. Dude, this is just doesn't stop. 26.70 is probably our last hope. I don't know. I'm not in it, so still possibility of a bounce, maybe around 29 and 30 cents. Could see a bit of oversold action. Decent area for an entry if you do want to go long, but honestly at this point I'd advise against it. And the 31 level, going to the weekly chart, if I recall correctly, yeah, that's also important for us to maintain. Look at last week, we barely closed in the green, and then this week it's just looking really bad. Seems like it's just gonna go down. Forget it. Everything else is in the weekly chart in a red trend, so I don't got high hopes. Just look at Chainlink. Come on, dude. Why are we being bullish on this? Am I right? Do you trust the fundamentals? Yeah, I do, but dude, come on. When are they gonna start kicking in? Huge drop, 5% down on Chainlink, and on an asset like Chainlink, that is pretty significant. We hit a support level of $12.30. Current price is $12.32. Seems like we could drop to $11.60. Basically local bottom as well. Yeah, honestly, it's looking like we're just gonna head on our way down over here. I really don't know why. I don't believe this crash, but it's just, what are you gonna do? Fight against it? You can't fight against it. You're just gonna have to go with the flow here. I could have entered, honestly, if I was thinking about that little strategy thing that I was doing, right? Anything overbought in the 15-minute chart. If 4-hour trend is in the negative, you would short this, and, you know, you could have had something good there, but oh well. Nasty drop. We're not even oversold yet, so this still has the strength to continue going lower to the 1160 that I said. Watch out for chain link. Bit tensor still on its way down too. Come on now. This I do have in USDT. Slow down at the support. Oversold. Probably not going to drop too much harder from here, hopefully. 270 is where the support level is. The current price is 272. And worst case scenario is 251. That's my last bastion of hope before I get liquidated. Negative funding rate. That's good. And Aptos, yeah, these are just even newer lows, dude. It doesn't stop. We're basically as bad as October 10, but, you know, in a natural sense, not in this, you know, Binance illiquid sense, or whatever the reason we crashed like that was. Hey, we're fulfilling the prophecy. If this is a something gap that had to be filled, sure. No, but no. At least we slowed down a bit at 183. Current price is 185, by the way, for Aptos. Could take us lower to 170, though. But we're so oversold at this point. It's not even funny, dude. Look at the RSI. It's at 20. Dude. We got to break 223 in order to see a reversal in the trend. Even if I was to see it, I would not trust it at all, because even that 223 is so low, a level that we've never seen before. It would be a good sign to see a potential reversal, but I don't like what I'm seeing with it at all. That's nasty. Rest in peace, Aptos. Thanks for being a negative funding rate, though. I'm not in it, so, you know. Yeah, maybe that one guy on crypto Twitter who said it's going to zero is right. We'll see. This back here. So that's what we can expect for the crypto market, everyone. I know, right? Such positive news that I have for you guys. No, it's looking terrible. But, yeah. What can we do? You gotta just follow the trends at this point. If we're in a downtrend, keep shorting. If you're in an uptrend, go long. Not financial advice. You know what? Do whatever you want. Just buy Bitcoin on spot. There's your financial advice if you really do care. You're gonna get rich in like 20 years, but it'll be worth it. I hope. Right. So we lost $4,000 in Bitcoin in 2 hours as mass liquidations return. We had over $400 million worth of leveraged longs that have been liquidated over the last 60 minutes. Nasty drop. Why is this happening? An issue with liquidity, perhaps? As we've seen countless times this year, it appears to be on Friday nights and Sunday nights where we often see large crypto moves. Just now, we just saw Bitcoin go down $4,000 in a matter of minutes without any news at all. I'm going to highlight that. No news at all as to why we're dropping like this. Why? Well, it seems to be that liquidity is thin. We did drop our market cap on the crypto markets below 3 trillion by now, by the way. So money is leaving in general in the whole crypto market. Add this to the fact that leverage in markets is at record highs right now. People don't learn their lesson. You thought it was a huge reset since October 10? No, people are just doubling down on their leveraged positions. Maybe myself included, but I like to think of myself as special, so we'll ignore that. As a result, the sudden rush of selling volume leads to a domino effect sell-off, which is only amplified by the historic amounts of leveraged positions being liquidated. This crypto bear market is still structural in nature. We do not view this as a fundamental decline. Same. Honestly, like everything, technically speaking, yeah, it's looking like we're in a bear market. Sure, we see it. There's no denying it. Look at the weekly chart, okay? But when it comes to fundamentals, dude, everything is so good. Why are we down here? Who is selling? No one's selling. Why should we be crashing? Didn't huge exchange collapse? Did Binance, Coinbase collapse? No, they're doing perfectly fine. MicroStrategy, dude, who cares? It's just another company that's buying Bitcoin. And they're buying Bitcoin, by the way. Never selling. So what's the big deal, right? Oh, that their stock might fail? So what? Okay, no, I understand. Yeah, sure. We do want the Bitcoin prophet, you know, Michael Saylor, to do well, because otherwise, if he looks bad for holding Bitcoin, the rest of the institutions who were holding Bitcoin because of what Michael Saylor was doing are going to start to realize that, you know what, maybe doing this Bitcoin treasury stuff is not even this good. And the other companies that are like, oh, you guys are doing Bitcoin treasuries? Well, we're just going to quietly get rid of our Ethereum treasuries or Solana, Sonic, whatever it is. You know, that kind of deal. So it's going to get rough if, obviously, if Michael Saylor does not succeed with his company. But he might have something planned that we will be discussing. Okay, moving on from that. This could be part of the news, but it's a different time that this was posted. But I mean, I could see the effects of something like this happening. China's central bank has reaffirmed its crypto ban, warned that it will intensify its crackdown on stablecoins. So this whole talk as well where, dude, I don't remember which blockchain it was. Forget it though. The talks that China might start becoming more crypto friendly, potentially a stablecoin getting released. No, just by the way, confirming this is not going to happen, is what they're saying. So we're not going to see the crypto arms race that we were all hoping for, at least not for a while. But the United States still seems to be, you know, looking for ways, but maybe it's too little, too late at this point. We're not hearing any updates. Cynthia Loomis has disappeared off the face of the earth. At least we got, you know, the only recent development in all this stuff is Texas starting to buy Bitcoin, but same deal. Too little, too late. It's not that much either way. No big impact on the price. But if they are going to buy, now's a good time to buy. I'm just going to, you know, just saying. RSI 30, I would buy if I was a millionaire. Okay, Trump stuff, let's go. Do I even need to read this? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, well, whatever. Tennessee having a congressional vote. He's telling you guys to vote for Matt Van Epps. He's fighting against a woman who hates Christianity, takes away your guns, wants open borders, transgender for everybody, men and women sports, and openly disdains country music. That's crazy. I can understand, you know, the transgender and men and women sports thing, but disdain country music? Come on now. No, I'm kidding, of course. Don't care about country music. I'm sorry. She said all this stuff openly. It's on tape. So vote for Matt. Yeah, guys, vote for me. I'll never let you down. I'm never going to run around or desert you. Moving on to Venezuela. President Trump declares airspace over Venezuela is completely closed. The U.S. is weighing use of military force if President Maduro does not step down voluntarily. Seems to be the whole issue that's going down over there in Venezuela. It's ramping up. I'm seeing a lot more and more news coming out for it, and it's only a matter of time before something actually happens, right? And when it does, what do we think? Will Bitcoin react nicely to it? I don't think it will react at all. I feel like it's just going to treat it like how it's been treating Russia-Ukraine war. Like anything that happens Russia-Ukraine, Bitcoin does not even care. Even the fact that we're trying to get these peace deals proposed, don't care. We're just going to, even worse, we're just going to keep dropping because, I mean, fair enough. We didn't really get a peace deal, but we're trying, okay? The effort is there. A for effort. Information on President Trump's sudden airspace closure above and surrounding Venezuela emerges. Okay, hold on. This is what Trump posted on Truth Social first. To all airlines, pilots, drug dealers, and human traffickers, Please consider the airspace above and surrounding Venezuela to be closed in its entirety. Okay. People briefed on the Trump administration's Venezuelan strike deliberations have said that initial targets could be drug-related facilities. I mean, we kind of know that it's not necessarily about the drugs. Part of it is, but it's about getting the influence of the BRICS out of Venezuela. We want regime change there. We don't want the threats of maybe Russia, maybe China getting involved with our matters in our continent through the back door of Venezuela, right? That's kind of the way I perceive this. This includes production or storage facilities used by Colombian cartels that ship cocaine through Venezuela. American spy agencies have reportedly given the U.S. military intelligence about the locations of such facilities in both Venezuela and Colombia. U.S. military officials have reportedly developed a range of target options for President Trump, including veteran military units that profit from the drug trade or support Venezuela's President Maduro. Other options include oil-related facilities. Okay. And Maduro also declared today that he is ready to lead his troops into battle against America and will die defending Venezuela from U.S. imperialism, is what he's going for. Okay, pal. Dude, you stand no chance. I saw this other video that did a huge comparison of the U.S. arsenal versus the Venezuelan arsenal. Obviously, it's a no-brainer that U.S. is going to win, but it's pathetic, the numbers that were being compared when it comes to boats, planes, soldiers, I don't know, everything. Venezuela rejects colonialist threat to its airspace. The foreign minister, Ivan Guillen, denounced Trump's announcement, condemning it as a hostile, unilateral, and arbitrary act that violates international law and vowing to continue to exercise full sovereignty over its skies. We'll see how that goes. I closed this by accident. I mean, it's kind of working, I guess. Trump scaring off these other nations from supporting Venezuela because Russia has announced that it will begin evacuating its Russian citizens who are in Venezuela. If there are any, who would go to Venezuela? Come on. Unless it's for a vacation. They will send some special flights to be able to get them out of the country. This is now being reported by Atorus, Association of Russian Tour Operators. Okay, tourism, I guess. There's your answer. Great. What else has Trump been up to? Well, we did it, guys. $2 gas is under $2. I think. Maybe. If somebody in the US could confirm. I don't even know what $2 a gallon is over here. What is $2 per gallon in liters in Canadian dollars? Dude, how do I even ask this question? $2 USD per gallon to Canadian per liter. Okay, sure. Just tell me the number, dude. $2. Oh, that's 73 cents. Okay. Here it's normally like $1.30, $1.40. Dude, you guys are paying 74 cents for gas? That's pretty darn good. Did I just get an ad? Hello? Opera browser, why are you not blocking ads? Okay, that's great. Another thing that's been going on is, well, Black Friday reports. American shoppers have spent a record $11.8 billion online on Black Friday, which is up 9.1% from last year. Adobe Analytics, which tracks over 1 trillion US retail site visits, expects shoppers to spend $5.5 billion on Saturday and $5.9 billion on Sunday. Seems like they spent $11 billion on Friday and $5 and $6 billion approximately on Saturday, Sunday. Wow, that's a lot. And then we say, oh, nobody's spending money. We're all saving money. No, dude. Quantitative tightening is ending today. Tomorrow we start quantitative easing. I'll get into the Fed stuff in a moment, but yeah. Crazy good numbers. So yeah, up 3.8%, up 5.4% respectively for Saturday, Sunday spending since last year. Good stuff. President Trump he said that he has decided who will be the next Fed chair, and he will announce it soon. Keep in mind that Jerome goes bye-bye on... Dude, when is it again? Sometime next year, okay? March, probably? Or May? One of those two. I bet it's like June or something. But yeah, he's leaving nonetheless. And we talked about who could possibly replace him, whether it's Barron Trump or it's Kevin Hassett. I'm putting my bets on Kevin Hassett as well. Seems to be the clear favorite for the next Fed chair at 55% odds. It's either this guy, Barron Trump, his son, which I think that's just there for a meme. I don't think he's actually going to be put there. The guy's 18, 19. It's not going to happen. And then another former Fed chair, no, a Fed governor that could have been replaced there. Or other options of, like, obviously the other people that are already there, but I don't know. They don't seem likely to be put there. So Kevin Hassett is our top guy for now. 55% odds that he gets nominated for next Fed chair to replace Jerome Powell. He is known for pushing for faster rate cuts, which means that 2026 should be great. Alignment with Trump admin, which is something that the Fed shouldn't do. And a macro view seen as bullish for stocks and crypto, which means that your bags will pump, right? Wrong. Nobody cares. That's why we're crashing right now. Okay. What do we got for December rate cut? By the way, flashbang warning. 9 days away. 87% chance that we're going to see a rate cut. And the markets clearly reflect that right now. I got to stop, like, trashing the markets for this, but it's so funny, dude. We're literally rising in odds for getting a rate cut, and Bitcoin just doesn't care. It's like, you know what? I'm in a bear market, so I'm just going to crash 4% today because of no headlines, no big reason why. Sure, fine. But the fact that we have two stuff, these people, what we could see them voting for when it comes to the rate cut that we're getting in December 10, versus also the other fact that we're going to expect maybe Kevin Hassett to replace Jerome Powell, which means that, you know, by April, June, we're seeing another rate cut, and then December, that's 3 rate cuts for 2026. It should be an indicator of good stuff to come, right? But market doesn't care, like I said. Anyways, 1 vote away from a December cut. Fed shows a razor-thin split. So 4 Fed governors are ready to cut, and it's these fellers right over here. I've talked about Moran, Waller, and Bowman. I think I called Bowman a dude before. I'm sorry. Your last name looks like a man. It's literally Bowman. Sorry, missus. And Williams. Fed Williams, also our top guy. Welcome to the club. Cook, please resign. Rest of these dudes and ladies, fine people. I don't know what to expect from them. 2 of them want to hold for sure. So Collins and Schmid, get in touch with the times. 5 want to go slow, but I'm sure they'll cave, right? Fed Cook, you better vote for a rate cut. Otherwise, your guy over here sitting down and looking at you is going to be really upset. Goolsby, I never heard of this guy. Jefferson, I've heard of. Musalem, yep. If even one cautious voter flips, the Fed has the numbers. Yeah, that's true. The market's already pricing it in. We have the 86, 87% odds of seeing a rate cut for December. The pivot is no longer a question of if, it's when. Yeah, dude, we're going to get a rate cut for December, okay? Don't worry about it. Guaranteed. You have my stamp of guarantee. Fed will end quantitative tightening program tomorrow. Here's more details as to what all this stuff means, because I've been talking about it a lot, but I don't know if you guys are really understanding. I don't understand too much either. So we're going to go through it. Most people are watching rate cuts, but the real event is the end of quantitative tightening program. Since 2022, the Fed has been shrinking its balance sheet. Every time a treasury or mortgage asset matured, it simply disappeared from the system. No reinvestment, no replacement. In 3 years, the Fed nearly pulled $3 trillion from the system, which has been one of the major reasons behind the underperformance of risk-on assets. In 3 years, dude, I think Bitcoin has absolutely outperformed in all sense of the terms. But anyways, I digress. Now this process is changing, and the change is bigger than it looks. Well, let's hope so, because I need money. Instead of allowing mortgage assets to roll off entirely, the Fed will take the cash from those maturities and redirect it into treasuries. It's not quantitative easing, but it does stop the balance sheet from shrinking at the same pace. It shifts the flow of money back into government debt instead of letting it disappear. This adjustment matters because the Treasury market is facing heavy issuance. When the Fed becomes a steady buyer, even passively, it adds demand, which usually pushes yields lower and eases financial conditions. And when the Fed absorbs part of the supply, large institutions don't have to. Dude, I have no idea what I'm reading. That frees up their liquidity to move into other areas of the market. Okay, that's the bottom line. This is why the end of quantitative tightening is viewed as soft easing. Not a stimulus, but no longer a drain. Okay, there's your bottom line. Recent MBS maturities already show how this works. Billions of dollars that previously rolled off will now be reinvested each month, creating a consistent flow back into treasuries instead of out of the system. This is the real meaning of quantitative tightening ending. The Fed stops pulling liquidity out and starts recycling it. Not enough to ignite a surge, but enough to change the direction of pressure. And this shift is bullish for alts. Wow, not even Bitcoin, just alts specifically. Oh, okay, I guess there's reasoning here. In 2019, alt versus Bitcoin pairs started a multi-year uptrend when the Fed ended quantitative tightening. Sure, I could see that then, yeah. But the real rally didn't happen until March 2020. So about 1 year later. This is why QT won't guarantee an immediate rally, but it removes one of the biggest headwinds of the last 2 years. And it increases the probability of stronger liquidity in 2026. Let's hope so. The main point is when quantitative tightening ends, the Fed moves one step closer to quantitative easing. And when that happens, the crypto market becomes the fastest horse. Dude, I don't know. We've been doing pretty good in the past couple of years, even as we were in the middle of this quantitative tightening. Will this truly change anything, or is this just hopium from bull posters? We'll see. What is good is that U.S. tariff revenue has surged 281% year over year in October to a record $34.2 billion that we got from tariffs. That's pretty good. Over the 3 months ending October, customs and certain excise taxes. Okay, what is this word? It reached $96.8 billion, more than the entire fiscal year 2024. This builds on total customs and excise tax revenues, I guess that's a real word, okay, of $215 billion in fiscal year 2025, which ended September 30th. Dude, I don't think I need to read all this. Tariff revenue is skyrocketing. There you go. Skyrocketing. There you go. Okay, moving on to the biggest thing here. The green dots, dude. Who would have thought that a circle and a color green would cause so much controversy on crypto Twitter? So Michael Saylor posted this today, which, if you're familiar with this chart, you'll know that every time he posts this, it's an indicator that tomorrow he's announcing that he bought Bitcoin, which should be a good thing. Although, even with these dips over here, and he also hasn't been buying too much, seems like he ran out of money until last week. No, the week before. Last week he actually didn't buy. The week before he made a good amount, but we've seen bigger amounts before. So I was a bit underwhelmed, just saying. Today he posted this and said, what if we start adding green dots? I don't see a green dot anywhere. And if you're looking at these dashes, that's not a dot. So what is the green dot? If the orange dot means Bitcoin, green dot is for Bitcoin. Is that what it means? Green USD? Oh, okay, I see. So this is where people are giving, nobody really knows yet. We have to wait until what he says tomorrow. But people are speculating. People are saying, this all started with the green dot. Maybe he's going back to, what, smaller buys? I don't know. Because those green dots have been used before, and then maybe he changed the chart color, right, for the dots, which is true. That is something that he has done. But what do we mean? Green could also mean USD, so he's actually selling Bitcoin at a loss. That would be destructive. I don't think he will, but we're going to talk about that possibility too. So what do the green dots mean? It could be share buyback. It's not likely. The timing would seem odd for either when they likely had to use common stock ATM for the stretch dividend last week. Share issuances with share buybacks is an odd narrative pairing. The second option could be highlighting preferred only buys, would also be unlikely given they've been buying exclusively via the prefs for weeks already. The third option, hot take, Bitcoin acquisitions via derivatives. So no longer spot Bitcoin, but he's going to start going with leverage. Maybe that's what the green dot could mean. Is that what the green dot was before? Was that leveraged? I don't remember. Cash reserve, buying miners. I don't know what it could be. Green dots. We're also talking about here the fully diluted MNAV, which means, what does this mean again? The specific meaning? It had to do with like Bitcoin's market adjusted net asset value, right? If it's 1-to-1, you know, that's an issue. You might as well just hold Bitcoin. It's got to have more of a movement, more multiple movement than Bitcoin for holding the stock like strategy to be worth it, right? Anyways, it's dropped below 1x at this point, which is not good. The fully diluted market cap compared to Bitcoin, yeah, it's not looking good. This means it would be more accretive Bitcoin yield to issue digital credit and buy back MicroStrategy instead of more Bitcoin. Let's see what is announced on Monday. So this is a thought of, what if we start buying the MicroStrategy stock instead by loaning out Bitcoin? So he's reversing what he would do. He's still taking out more money to buy more, but it's more of his own stock that he's buying now. Instead of, you know, taking money out of the stock to buy Bitcoin, he's doing the reverse now, taking loans off Bitcoin to buy back into his stock. A stock buyback is what it could possibly be, meaning that we could probably see MicroStrategy turn around, hopefully. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I'm in there and I'm severely in the red, so let's see what happens. Another thing is perhaps Saylor is buying Bitcoin treasury companies. So same deal, but not to save his MicroStrategy company. It could be to save other companies that have kind of gone underwater. Here's a list that are currently trading below 1 MNAV, the multiple of Bitcoin thing that I was telling you about. Kindly MD, ticker NACA, has 5,000 Bitcoins and it's 0.50x, so not even 1x. Why are you holding that, right? That stock is what I'm referring to. The other one is Sequans, SQNS ticker, has 2,000 Bitcoins, 0.48x. Not good. Similar Psi, the highest one here, SMLR ticker, 5,000 Bitcoins, 0.80x. Maybe he starts buying into those? Could be, but I don't know. If I were Michael Saylor, I'd just hold onto my own stock instead, not bail out other companies if I can't even do well on my own. So you're on your own, other companies. Here's another one. Green dots likely mean MicroStrategy either issued prefs and bought back their own shares, which we talked about, or sold Bitcoin and bought their own shares back. This effect is both to increase the Bitcoin per share. I've been expecting the former. Saylor dared the market to short their stock below 1x MNAV and telegraphed what he would do. Now he's proving it. Okay, if he did say that, like, guys, I dare you to short this if you see my stock go below 1x MNAV. He's probably got something planned up his sleeve. And now that we have confirmation that this is the case, let's see what happens. I don't know. Don't sleep on it. Here's a bigger analysis. Green dots mark the beginning of Strategy's next phase. Maybe Strategy Bank. Orange was MicroStrategy buying Bitcoin. Green will be Michael Saylor enabling the world to buy Bitcoin through MicroStrategy. Maybe. This is the pivot from phase 1, convert cash to Bitcoin. Phase 2, raise capital to buy more Bitcoin. To phase 3, become the Bitcoin financial institution. Maybe he's rolling out that third phase. The green dots are the signal of the next phase. The message is that we're no longer just buying Bitcoin. We are building the infrastructure that will let everyone else buy Bitcoin at scale through us. Green dots mean the next exponential curve, the transition from purchaser to platform, Strategy becoming the JP Morgan of a Bitcoinized world. And we know how much those guys hate each other now. This is the beginning of Strategy Bank, backed by $60 billion worth of Bitcoin. You'd have Bitcoin custody, Bitcoin-backed lines of credit, corporate treasury onboarding, Bitcoin-secured bonds, institutional savings and yield accounts, automated treasury as a service, Bitcoin purchasing, Credit facilities collateralized by existing Bitcoin. Hey, you know what? This could actually work. They have the Bitcoin for it. Saylor is signaling the next phase of strategy. It's pretty good. By the way, all of this is speculation. None of it is confirmed. We don't even know what the heck Michael Saylor will do. So we have to wait until tomorrow for confirmation. But that's what I've been talking about here. This is all speculation as to what it could mean. I'm sure one of these is right because they do seem pretty correct. Apparently MicroStrategy says that they will sell their Bitcoin if the stock falls below MNAV and fresh capital dries up. Okay, well, now we're conflicting views here. What is going on? When asked whether there is any temptation to offload the 124,000 Bitcoin, okay, this is so old, dude. They have 650,000 Bitcoin by now, not 124,000. Anyways, when asked, what would you sell your Bitcoin? Michael Saylor said, nope, never. We're not sellers. We're only acquiring and holding Bitcoin, right? That's our strategy. And that's when Bitcoin went from 69,000 to 42,000 in recent months. 42,000, did that happen? That didn't happen. How old is that? This must be 2021. It's gotta be. It couldn't have been 2024. So, okay. I don't know. A lot can happen in, what, 4 years? About to be 5 years? Sell the kidney if you must, but keep the Bitcoin is another quote that Michael Saylor has said on the record. So, buy Bitcoin when MicroStrategy is above MNAV, or buy MicroStrategy shares when it is below MNAV. Well, I've been buying MicroStrategy shares and I'm at a loss, so I don't know. We'll see. BlackRock's having a field day with this whole Bitcoin stuff. Apparently, their ETFs, the Bitcoin ETFs from BlackRock, that's their top source of revenue. They've made $245 million in annual fees generated by IBIT, that's their Bitcoin ETF, by October 2025, this data, so it's not even till the end of the year. God knows how much it is. It's the fastest growing ETF in history, yeah, no doubt. They've been accumulating the most, and they hold a total of 3% of the total Bitcoin supply, which is not bad at all. I don't like it, but yep. Another stuff to look for. Huge week ahead in the stock market, if you guys care. Watch out for Amazon Web Services reInvent conference coming up on Monday. Cypher mining, Bitmine immersion. They're set up for a volatile week of trading based on options volume. Okay. Don't care about this. Don't care about those. IPOs. The quiet period expires on Beta Technologies, Billion to One, Aero Mexico, and Evomune. Okay. Don't care about those. MongoDB reporting earnings. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Amazon big AI conference happening. Or the next week. Okay. Next, that was Monday, by the way. Tuesday, earnings, CrowdStrike, Marvel Technology, Pure Storage Box, Okta. I don't know what those are. Options expiry, I guess, for American Eagle and GitLab. Salesforce will release its full Cyber Monday recap. Oh, that'll be interesting. And NVIDIA will participate in 2025 Near IPS conference. Yeah, that's it. Wednesday, earnings for Snowflake, Salesforce, Royal Bank of Canada, Dollar Tree, Five Below. These suck. C3 AI, Macy's. Nothing else pretty notable here. I didn't mean to close out. Thursday, earnings for TD Bank, Kroger, Hewlett Packard, Ulta Beauty, Dollar General. And then Friday, earnings for Victoria's Secret. That is it. Delayed Core PCE Price Index report for September will be released on Friday, December 5. Which, like I mentioned this before, it's going to be like our last hope. No, not even last hope. The last obstacle, really, in the way of whether or not we're going to see a rate cut in December. Because by now, it's practically confirmed. Yeah, we're going to get a rate cut in December. But what if PCE data comes out terribly? And you know, then the odds go completely against us once again. Who knows, dude? But it's all delayed data, by the way. This is September, dude. We're not even getting October data, and November data is getting even further delayed into December after the December 10 FOMC meeting. So none of that seems any good. And it's really just Fed Bowman speech on Tuesday and then PCE Friday. Really, that's it. Jobless claims on Thursday. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think the rest of these are too important. ADP employment change, sure. I guess we could base off an estimate with ADP. Although it's not fully trustable because they're a private company. But we'll see. I want to see my last bit of potential good information. Whale activity, don't care. Information asymmetry. Catalyst calendars, what I want to look for. Monad mainnet happening Monday, tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. That happened already. Oh, this is last week, isn't it? Yeah, the Monad mainnet token generation event. Yeah, of course. It already happened. What am I talking about? Railbit, Uniswap, fee switch vote deadline. Fee switch before December 2. Okay. Aster, new Coinbase listing. We'll have some token burning on December 5. That's Friday. Interesting. Aztec, Circle Arc, Network, Mainnets, Fed OFOMC rate decision, December 18. What do you mean December 18? It's December 10. Am I crazy here or what? No, whatever. I'm pretty sure it's December 10. This is wrong. And then 2026. MSCI January 15 deleting MicroStrategy index from their indices. And the end of February 2026, Zcash will have its halving. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty much it then. Key insights if you care. I'm just going to scroll through the rest of this. You can read it on your own. But yeah. FOMC I just saw. Mid to December 18. What do you mean? Did they delay this? There's no way. December 10 is the FOMC meeting. Okay? I'm not crazy. What about the 18th? What are you guys talking about 18th? Core inflation rate, CPI data. Yeah, there's no FOMC meeting here. That's just wrong. Okay, and that is all. Great. We're still on our way down, 86,750. Hopefully we slow down at 86,000. Could be a good entry for long if you want to go against the whole trend. Or if you just want to accumulate spot. It's probably what I would do. Okay. So, what can we expect for tomorrow? Nothing. ISM manufacturing data, sure. Oh, Fed Chair Powell is speaking. What? At 8 p.m. 8 p.m., dude? Dude, oh my gosh. I mean, sure, we could see what he talks about on our next stream tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, yes, I will be streaming. Unless I get hired on the spot and just start working day one. I don't think I will. I'll also just give you guys an update as to what even happens if I do find anything. There's a coin called 6-7. I can't believe I'm talking about it, but yeah, it's a real thing. Had a 30% drop just now. I'm looking at 6-7 USDT. Can't believe this is a real thing, dude. This is a 30% drop. This looks like normal price movement, dude. 32%, 33%. Wow, you guys are buying this stuff. And it's not even oversold. That's the funny part. That's crazy volatility. What's the market cap on this? It must be like super low. Like a couple million? Less than 10 million for sure. 67. The official 6-7 coin. 18 million. Okay. What was the market cap before? 2 million. Spiked up to 43 million. Okay, not bad. Yeah, this is a meme coin though, right? Of course. Community-driven meme token on Solana. It's a pretty stupid meme in my opinion. But the kids love it, I'm sure. Okay, whatever. There's that. What else has been oversold? Since we have this huge dip, I'll assure you guys some decent potential entries on your favorite altcoins if you think that, you know, they're on a Black Friday sale or something. It's literally everything, dude. Bitcoin, Ethereum, oversold. Solana, Zcash, Dogecoin, oversold. Cardano. Aster is about to be. Sui as well. They're not necessarily oversold yet. Avalanche, Uniswap, Litecoin, Near Protocol, Aptos, Trump. What is this? Polkadot, BitTensor, Filecoin, Internet Computer, WorldCoin, Stellar, Shiba Inu, STRK, I don't know what it is, Arbitrum, Ethereum Classic, Fetch AI, Artificial Superintelligence, whatever you want to call it. Cosmos is for free. Dash, Privacy Coin. Curve, that's CRV, right? Ondo, Bonk for sale. Don't know what Zen is. Optimism for sale. Lido DAO for sale. Polygon for sale. Jupiter for sale. And then the rest of these don't even buy them. Virtual, Injective, Pancake Swap. Maybe Pancake. No, don't even buy Pancake, honestly. Plume. Yeah, these are just garbage. The rest of these. A lot of them oversold. Gold is up. Am I understanding this correctly? Barely. Yeah, we're on our way up. Good day to be a gold holder. Is silver... Do we have the... I'm sure the markets are open, right? I'll just have a look at those real quick, because I am a little interested what they're doing. Look at this candle, dude. Cyber Monday. 80% off. 1 free month. Dude. Should I spend money on TradingView? No. Yeah, gold is having a blast right now. I didn't mean to click that. I meant to click silver. Where's my favorite chart? Okay, whatever. Yeah, still all-time highs for silver. That is not the price, though. I wanted to click on Capital.com, please. Here we go. We're slowing down a little. Still, basically, this is an all-time high. 57 an ounce of silver. It's pretty darn good. Okay, well, there you go. That's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Once again, thanks so much for the 500 subs. If you're new here... Okay, I said I promise. Don't... You know what? Forget it. I'm not going to beg for subscribers anymore, but feel free to do it. Would help a lot. We're still on our way down. This is just... Dude, is this ever going to stop? 86,000. Let's hope we slow down there. RSI very oversold. Where's Cblo? I'll DM him on Instagram. It's fine. Okay, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.